I can't just keep waiting here. I'm worried about Hibari. You don't need to worry about that klutz. She transferred to Bijou Academy. You're not trying to ignore me again, are you? I'm telling the truth. She must have thought it was her fault you got hurt. She took your super secret ninja art scroll and came right at us. What? She was planning to avenge you, but it turned out she couldn't use the thing. So then what? Not ignoring me now, are you? Answer me, what happened to Hibari? I already told you, she transferred to Bijou. Don't be ridiculous. Why would she seek revenge and then change schools? You want to know? Yes, and I will make you tell me. Great, now I've got your attention. Now I know this isn't going to be a straight up just fight Mirai. Oh, it's just straight up fight Mirai. The reason I originally thought that was because this stage apparently has like 3 ninja scrolls in it. Also, this is the first time I've played since the last session. Ah. So, I don't have that practice startup that I had before. Oh, there's one of them. Oh, she somehow gets out of my chase attack. What are you taunting? Oh, there's the other secret one. There's 2 out of 3 so far. They're just down here. You know what? Why don't I mean, I already got 2 of 3. Okay, so circle. I can press circle to run up walls. I mean, I might as well find the last of 3, right? It's probably in this corner. This looks tucked away. Look at that. Alright. Now where the hell did Mirai go? Is she still down here? Why are you still down here? You just fucking standing there doing nothing? What can I do to stop that counterattack in midair from happening? I have no idea what I can do about that. What I do know is that I got all 3 of the hidden thingies. So nothing else matters. Why are you taunting all the time? I'm just gonna hit you. Maybe I just shouldn't keep the air combo going for too long. Oh, that's a special. Let's just get out of the way. That seeks a little bit, but as you can see, it curves around. It's not a straight to me. I think I'm gonna get ready to. Oh, there it goes again. Oh, that long ass startup makes it so easy to get around. Usually that big old startup would be like, oh. That it would be part of like an animation that just happens while gameplay is happening. Oh, I just got that stun. Oh, so I think I think if I'm against a wall and I press triangle, or maybe it's circle. Okay, yeah, I think I have to press circle against a wall and then triangle to do the like wall bounce. I'm not super sure. Oh, I haven't even transformed yet, and I just won! I was actually about to transform when I realized how well I was doing. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter now. Also, today's drinking game is take a drink for every mission complete. That's what this session's gonna go down like. Now, tell me everything you know about Hibari. You're still on about her. What, the fight's over. Now you don't care about me? Don't mess with me! I told you no one who ignores me gets away with it! I'm not ignoring you. I'm just asking you about Hibari. Shut up, shut up, shut up! You think you know what it feels like. I don't know what you're feeling. Just answer the question. Yeah, that's it. I get it. I totally understand now. You need a little taste of betrayal. Then you'll know how it feels. What are you talking about? Once we took the super secret ninja art school, Hibari thought she could never go back to Hanzo. But she couldn't give up on being a shinobi. It's been her dream after all. So all she could do was join Bijou. She threw every last one of you away to keep chasing her dreams. That's ludicrous. Big shock, right? But it's true. I mean, I know how you feel about her, but I guess it wasn't mutual. Too bad. Stop your nonsense. If you really don't believe me, just come over to Ibijo and see for yourself. Whoops. I accidentally pressed square because I was getting all awkward and fidgety with my controller, but there was some dialogue there. It was probably just something predictable. Hibari, I won't believe that wretch's words. Wench's words. I should call her a wench, not a wretch. I think I'd rather be called a wench, to be honest. About 3 years ago, the city's famous sightseeing attraction, the Castle Keep Ruins, was closed in the name of preserving cultural heritage. Now, here I am looking up at it, my thoughts a blur. So what do you think of the Hibijo campus? It's amazing. The Hibijo stronghold is in the most obvious place in the city. No one would ever think real shinobi could still be here today, but there it is, hiding in plain sight. Come on, I'll show you the North Gate Square. Ever since I transferred to Hibijo, Haruka's been really nice, like a whole different person. Penny for your thoughts? Oh, you stopped talking about wanting to turn me into a doll. She giggles at me. Well, of course I have. If I did that to all my Hibijo friends, I wouldn't have friends, now would I? Friends. I did agree to transfer here. Still, I could never think of Haruka or the others as friends. Yet that's what she just called me. That brings out a whole lot of very uncomfortable feelings. The school accepted me without a second thought, but to actually be treated as one of them, it's shocking. I'd figured the Hibijo students were all a bunch of loners, too cool for friends. My thoughts are in a sickening whirl as Haruka gives me the tour. There are 4 different areas inside. The first is North Gate Square. Gravel's been laid down throughout the area, which is so big that a 5-lane, 100-meter track could fit inside. You have this much space, but you don't use it for anything? Of course we do. She stomps on the gravel underfoot. I hear a faint voice groaning beneath us. Fool! Keep silent no matter what, she bellows at the ground, then stomps several more times. This is where we train for ground absorption, becoming part of the earth essentially. I gaze at the gravel laid on the ground. Now that I look, I see about 20 subtle little lumps here and there. I suppose it's been 30 hours since they started? It goes that long? What do you mean? They're not even halfway done. As she says that, she passes under the north gate. I have to rush to keep up with her. It opens up to the main hall area with a garden and a passage separated by trees. We can see the castle keep directly ahead, but a high wall stands in the way. We'd have to go around to the west gate to actually reach it. Next is the south gate. There's a long bridge in the south gate area. It extends far to the south, all the way to the castle keep. As we look out over the bridge, I notice bubbles popping in the water. There's a bamboo pipe swaying down there. A shinobi student must be practicing the water escape technique. You want to get spotted by the enemy? Haruka flings a kunai. Blood billows in the water. The wounded student comes floating up. You didn't have to go that far. No one ever learned from ignoring failure. This is how we take lessons to heart. The student crawls to shore, then bows before Haruka. Thank you for your guidance. And last but not least, the castle keep. As I follow Haruka, I sense someone watching me. I look around, but there's no one there. What's wrong? Keep up, won't you? Okay. Just my imagination, I guess. I try to keep a close eye on my surroundings as I chase after her. Inside, it looks even more luxurious than when it was a tourist spot. There are a ton of Japanese-style rooms with elegant sliding screens. It's hard to tell which way is a dead end and which way will get you where you need to go. Must be structured to confuse invaders. I noticed lectures taking place in several rooms. Each class has a lot of students. At Hanzo, we only ever had 5 at a time. Everyone seems so focused, I can't help but stop and stare. It's the same here. The Hibijo are taught just like we are. It makes sense when you think about it. I just never given it any thought before. The Hibijo students are the enemy. Cold-blooded minions of evil, not like us. At least, that's how I always thought of them. None of that is really true. The Hibijo and Hanzo academies aren't that different. They have friends they trust. They study really hard. They live just like any other shinobi students. For me, that's a shock. It makes me question everything I believed in up until now. Before I know it, we've reached the top floor. And those two are Yomi and Akage. I snap back to reality and see 2 shinobi chatting with each other. I really think there's an artistic beauty to sprouts. You really like those things, huh? Yes, of course. Without paying me any mind, they keep on chatting away. For starters, there's the texture. It's shiny, but it makes this cute, crispy sound when you bite into it. It's amazing. Just chewing them alone can satisfy your stomach. That's just an illusion. Excuse me? Doing that just tricks your brain into thinking you're full. Well, yes, you could put it that way. I don't get what they're talking about, but they keep at it as if Haruka and I aren't there. Oh, Hibari, take a look outside. As Haruka requests, I stick my head out the window. I can see an incredible view of the whole town. Wow. Look down below. I see a bunch of shinobi students training below the castle keep. One group is marching while another is working on practical skills. Hibijo has a lot more students than Hanzo Academy, but otherwise, it does seem basically the same. That's when it hits me. The only difference between Hibijo and Hanzo Academy is who's employing us. As shinobi, our business is the same. Come to think of it, it's kind of silly for our two schools to be fighting each other in the first place. What is a good shinobi? What is an evil shinobi? These little questions are swelling up inside of me. A little while later, Hibijo's other two elites arrive on the top floor with us, one after the other. Homura and the girl who shot Yagyu. I can't let that go, but it was my fault it happened. As I start pondering that again, Haruka talks to the other girls. Everyone, this is Hibari, our new transfer student. Nice to meet you. The girl who shot Yagyu slowly approaches me. Mirai, nice to meet you. She holds up a kunai. Ignore me, and I'll kill you. I won't ignore you, I answer in a rush, and Mirai turns her back on me. In that case, things are just fine between us. The two who were talking before, Yumi and Akage, come over. Yomi looks me over head to toe. She snorts in a ladylike way. Middle class, I'd say. Not ideal, but acceptable. Huh? That doesn't really matter. Don't tell me it doesn't matter. Kage's remark has set her off, and I don't understand why. I'm Hibari. It's nice to meet you. Same. I timidly call out to Yomi, who's facing away from me. Bean sprouts are really tasty, huh? Her expression changes completely. You like bean sprouts? Yeah. In that case, what's your opinion on the way prices have been going up lately? Personally, Yomi starts rambling about bean sprouts, eyes shining. Kage gives the vaguest hint of a smile. Thank goodness she's finally got someone else she can babble about sprouts to. Yomi's sprout talk grows more and more passionate. Homura hops up and hides the super secret ninja art scroll in the ceiling. Then we all exit the upper level room. Everyone looks so fun and chummy. That could be my chance. If I can get a moment alone, I can take back the scroll. That's why I transferred here to begin with. I don't care if everyone at Hanzo already thinks I'm a traitor. I'll stop at nothing to get this super secret ninja art scroll back. I think I'm going to start calling up this Snaz. If I don't, I can never show my face to them again. Oh, I left my purse in the room. Hibari, would you be a dear and get it for me? Huh? We leave those sorts of tasks to the juniors here. I'll be in there alone. This could be it. Okay, I'll go get it. I jog back up to the top floor. I stare up at the ceiling. The Snaz is right up there. I can grab it in one jump. The question is, what then? How would I get it back to Hanzo Academy without being discovered? I don't have time for this. They'll get suspicious if I take too long. I'll get the scroll first, then work out the rest afterwards. If you mean to take it, take it. Huh? I spin around to meet Haruka's icy stare. Oh, there's some sort of commendation. Come on, don't hesitate. Why don't you take the scroll? You were testing me? Let me put it concisely. If you lay a hand on the scroll, I'll turn you into a doll. If you don't... If I don't... Perhaps then we can be genuine friends. Please, just let me go. I don't want to fight. Why not? Because I've seen the students from both schools, and we're not really different. We're all just students, working hard to learn how to be shinobi. I asked you a question. Do you want the scroll or not? Haruka, please, listen. This is a Bijou Academy. If you want me to listen, you have to follow Bijou rules. Bijou rules? Yes, victory is everything. So I'll only listen if you can beat me. Come now, let's get started. I guess I will abide this. Alright, I guess we're just in the class, right in the classroom. Going up against Haruka. Wow, I did a sweet roll, you see that? And then I missed. Ow! Alright, let's stop goofing around. Ah, forgot that was a 2-hit thing. It's been a while. I had a pretty busy day today, actually. I've been working on a cosplay costume. I think last session I mentioned a bunch of stuff had come in. And today I was working on it. The top is a black top with a blue line that goes down the center. And of course I just had a black top, and then the other day I purchased some blue ribbon. Not to be confused with a drink brand of that same name. And so what I did was I just sewed a ribbon down the front, and because I don't have a sewing machine, and I'm also not very good at sewing, it was done by hand and it took quite a while. But I at least had my phone and my headphones plugged in, so I could you know, have some company on YouTube while I did that busy work. And so while I was... Oh, I thought she was going to get her attack off. Oh, that's her special. I'm just hitting nothing now. Invincibility frames afterwards for whatever reason. But yeah, so I did that, and that took a while. And then I was working on a... there's like a belt accessory the character has that's very specific. So I was using... it's black with some blue like bits on it. So I was using like standard black foam. I guess maybe it's time to transform. So yeah, I used some black foam as a base and some white foam that I just colored with markers for the blue bits. And I think it's I haven't put the belt accessory together yet, but I mean the top came together pretty nicely. And I think the rest will too. Probably gonna work on a bit more tomorrow. I have a couple of days off in a row. Like 4 days off. Today being day 2 of 4. Yesterday I spent the day with my girlfriend. And that burst is super good. Fucking stomp your shit. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't even finish her? I wanted to finish her with that move. Okay. I was wondering how long she'd be in invincibility frames for. Apparently not too long, so that's nice. Not yet. This isn't over yet. I'm surprised you knew that was my puppet just now. Why don't you fight me yourself? You'd probably beat me if you did. Oh, who's to say? But to be honest, well, I'd dearly like us to be friends. Huh? Not merely a girl and her doll, but genuine friends. Homer and the others are friends of mine, of course, but we're all more like sisters in arms, striving together as shinobi. It would be pleasant to have a normal friend, like you. Haruka. Just joking, you didn't think I was serious, did you? It was all in jest. I'm afraid I'm not in the mood anymore, so I'll pretend I didn't see you this time. Move along to your training. Huh? If you can't beat me, you can't take back the scroll. Now tuck your tail between your legs and go. Haruka. Oh yeah, that was a mission. I gotta take a sip. You're late, rookie. I'm sorry. What happened to Haruka? She left before I did. I see. Well, let's go ahead and get started. First, we'll throw you up against overwhelming odds, and we'll burn the ways and beat them right into your muscle memory. Hibari, you're up first. Okay. Alright, overwhelming odds, that just means a ton of enemies, right? So it's gonna be an experience point sort of map. I don't think I get a whole lot of that from the one-on-ones. So if I was to do any, oh, pardon me, grinding, it would definitely be a mission with lots of fodder, guys. I think there was actually, to get one of the trophies in one of the earlier games, there's literally a map where you have to destroy certain objects in the world to progress, and enemies will spawn infinitely until you do. So you could just fight forever and actually get like a 1000 hit combo, which I think might have been the trophy. Anyways, I don't think I'm going to be fighting any bosses. Maybe I'll do a transform in a first. Oh snap, I gotta get to the next group of enemies before I burst. Oh, this is good. Oh, it just grabs a whole bunch. Okay. Anyways, I was talking about my cosplay. The stuff I have left to do, I guess, is, there's an accessory that goes on the skirt that'll only take a moment. It'll be similar to the belt accessory, in which it's mostly foam, but this one's actually even simpler. It's just like it's a long oval that's just 2 colors. So that should be pretty easy. And then there's kind of like a lab coat thing that I actually have to cut the sleeves off and change the sleeves up a little bit. That'll be a bit of work. And to keep the edges from getting frayed, I'll probably have to like fold them over and sew them. Could be a bit of a pain. Maybe I should get a whole bunch in there. There we go, we got that guy. Yeah, I want to get all these ranged guys first, because they're a pain in the butt. I know there's one more. No, I don't want to lock onto that guy. I want to lock onto the last one over here. But yeah, once I get the sleeves off, because like, it's the top, well, I guess the overcoat has sleeves. They just arm sleeves are, like, there's like shoulder and some arm exposed, and then they're just kind of just on, like, a little bit down the arm. It's a little hard to explain without just showing you a picture, but it's Sega Saturn from the Sega Hard Girls that I'm currently working on. And I just have to highlight all the edges with pink, and I grabbed some fabric paint last time I was out. I've used fabric marker before, and that seems easier, but I want to give this fabric paint a try just because I happen to stumble upon it. I found fabric paint at Walmart, and I happen to be at Walmart anyways because I have one near, where when I got the fabric marker for my last costume it was at Michael's, and that's a bit further away, so I don't really ever find myself there. That's a completed mission, let's take another drink. You're better than I figured. Thanks. Haruka's late though, what's she up to? Are you worried about her? Damn right, she's my friend. Take 5, I'm gonna go check on her. Even a Bijou looks after their friends. They really are the same as us. I look up at the towering castle keep, and it's hard not to feel a crushing sense of intimidation. This is the stronghold of a Bijou Academy. Where is Ibari? I'm brimming over with impatience. The receiver in my ear continues to emit a small beep. I let Mirai go for a reason. I flicked a little plant, called a Remora flower, onto her back. Remora flower is extremely sticky and will cling to almost anything, much like its namesake. It's also remarkable at camouflage, with its color shifting to match whatever it's stuck to. I planted a small tracker on this specific plant, and it's working like a charm. Suddenly the beeping grows more rapid, which means Mirai is closing in. I immediately conceal myself within the shadow of a tree. Moments later I see Mirai appear with Homura and 2 of the others, but there's no sign of Ibari or Haruka. My throat's very, very phlegmy right now for whatever reason. I wait with bated breath for them to move on. Since Haruka isn't with them, that must mean she's with Ibari. I'd spotted Haruka and Ibari walking together earlier. Were I at my best, I would have confronted Haruka then and there, but in my current condition, I'd likely not survive the encounter, if not for this injury. I pull the bandages away from my skin. It feels wet and sticky. My hand is stained dark red. My fight with Mirai had caused the wound to reopen. I'll just have to wait until Hibari is alone. I grind my teeth, thinking of how shameless I'd been. I wouldn't have said what I'd said to the others if I'd known how things would turn out. Regret floods my mind. Back at the hospital, shortly after my fight with Mirai, I fit the earpiece into my ear and hear the faint beeping. The beeps are growing farther apart. That means Mirai is moving away from the Shinobi hospital. If I don't hurry, I'll lose sight of her. As I turn to leave the hospital, the others come in. Yagyu, you need to rest! As I survey their faces, I grow exceedingly angry. Why did you allow Hibari to go alone? My anger drives them back a step. Well, I'd always known Hibari would do something reckless if a situation like this ever arose. If they hadn't left Hibari on her own, Hibijo wouldn't have taken her. They block my way to the door. Stand aside. What do you think you can do in your condition? Karuga's voice is thick with concern, but to me it only sounds like meddling. You won't find her just by wandering around. Katsuragi's never been very sharp, but she couldn't possibly have thought that was my actual plan. Let's all find her together. We're friends, right? I snap at Asuka's words. Friend. If you're such good friends, why did you leave her alone? Asuka has no retort. She simply hangs her head. I don't need friends. I'll do it on my own. You just get in the way. Do not follow me. Push Asuka away. Yagyu! I hear her calling me, but I leave the hospital room without looking back. Thinking on it now, I know I went too far. The blame doesn't rest solely with them. It's my own fault that I was wounded to begin with. If I hadn't been hurt, Hibari wouldn't have felt so guilty. That's why I have to do this. I have to save Hibari from Hibijo. I bind a strip of fabric around the wound, pulling it tight. I can't lose any more blood. I grit my teeth and refocus. I'll save her. I swear it. She is irreplaceable. I can't be without her. If I ever lost her, I'm afraid to be alone. Nothing's ever terrified me more than solitude. Ever since that day, ever since I lost my little sister. She was so adorable, and she disappeared right out from under my eyes. Suddenly, and without warning. Lost in my memories of her, I drop my guard. A sword comes slicing down at me. I dodge in the nick of time. What are you doing here? Solitary lesser shinobi stands, blade at the ready. The shinobi whistles for her friends. 10 of them. 20. More of them keep on gathering. If I were at my best, I'd have options. Fight or flee. But I'm not even at half my strength. I toss a bit of special pain-killing grass in my mouth. Bitterness runs across my tongue. I suppose you leave me no choice. I bring up my umbrella and drop into a defensive stance. Fleeing is not an option. I will fight to the death. If my death gives Hibari the chance to escape. I wish I could apologize to everyone for what I said. I wish I could talk to Hibari one last time. Numerous as my regrets are, I set them aside and focus on my breathing. Once it's at the pace I need, I kick my right leg out. I slash, and slash again. I stay on the move, never in one place long enough for my foes to draw a bead on me. So many enemies stand against me, yet one by one I whittle down their numbers. In my current condition, however, such tactics are risky. The more violent my movements, the wider my wound opens. I feel myself growing faint from the blood loss. Even so, I continue to wield my umbrella until the very last possible moment. When my vision blurs, I won't be beaten. Hibari, I have to rescue her. I can't give up. My knee hits the ground. I finally reach the end of my strength. The lesser shinobi moved to surround me. It's over. This is it. I close my eyes and accept the inevitable. An image of Hibari floats in the back of my mind. It was raining that day. On my way to the Hanzo Academy entrance ceremony, I looked out at the schoolyard and saw a girl playing with no umbrella. That was Hibari. She was stomping around in the puddles with rain boots on, laughing merrily. To my surprise, I found myself transfixed. She reminded me so much of my sister. No, it wasn't that she looked like her. But for a split second, I truly believed my sister came back. She hadn't, obviously. My sister can never come back. She didn't survive the traffic accident. Hibari noticed my presence and ran over to me, smiling. Do you like the rain too? I didn't know what to say, so I just hemmed and hawed for a moment. Oh, the entrance ceremony is about to start. They'll be mad if we're late. She took my hand and started to run. Even now, I still remember the warmth of her touch. I hear the sound of a sword striking kunai. What? I open my eyes, and there I see Asuka, Karaga, and Katsuragi. All of the lesser shinobi have been neatly dispatched. Pardon us for getting in the way, but we decided to follow you. Asuka gives an innocent smile. Kruga approaches and tends to my injuries. This is just some basic first aid, but it'll stop the bleeding. Man, good thing we got here in time. Katsuragi looks as carefree as ever. Why did you... They exchange looks back and forth. What do you mean? Because we're friends. Asuka's words lay it out, plain to see. I'd effectively rejected our friendship, and yet here they are, telling me that. I can't hold a candle to her. I can't compete with someone that pure of spirit. But maybe that means she can save me from my own stubbornness. So Yagyu, fill us in. Where's Hibari? And the scroll? I tell her what I know, and she tells me she's going to rescue Hibari alone. One person can infiltrate the castle keep more easily than 3 or 4. As she departs for the keep, I speak softly to her, steadily shrinking back. Take care of Hibari. I know I can count on you, my friend. Almost as though she could hear my voice, she quickly looks back at me and gives me a thumbs up. So this is a Bijou Academy. It feels completely different from Hanzo. It's crawling with guards. The sheer scale of it's just amazing. Yagyu told me roughly where Hibari is, but I don't see any way of getting in there without a fight. Still, Homer and her crew aren't there right now either. Alright, I've gotta move. I've come to get my friend back. Everybody step aside. I didn't mean to punch the mic just now, I'm sorry. Alright, we gotta rescue Hibari from this evil school that's the same as us. So once I have detached the sleeves, sewed up the frayed edges, I have to outline everything in paint, which was what the fabric paint was for. I can't see what I'm doing. I hope I'm doing it well. I'm testing it out today. Because like I said, I've used fabric marker before, but not fabric paint. And they have very different application nozzles, I guess I want to call them. The marker is, as you imagine, a lot just like a marker. Whereas the paint is more like, it comes out of like a very narrow little hole. I guess I could describe it as kind of like an icing thing, but very small. And yeah, it's a bit thicker, whereas the marker did feel a lot like it was just a marker. This one is definitely, there's definitely a paint in there. So I'm testing it out by, I put on just a little bit. It says it'll dry in 4 hours, so after 4 hours I'm going to take a look and see how it is, if maybe I'll need to do a second coat later or what. And it says that after 3 days it can be washed off like a machine. And because I have all these days off, you know, I'm just going to do laundry at the end of my my little vacation. And see how well it comes off, and then, you know, if it dries well, then I guess I'll use it. If not, then, you know, it was worth a try, and I'll just grab a marker. Because I know that works well. So hopefully this works well, because I mean, it costs like $9 for the bottle. I'm not even sure how much I'll need. Or if I'll need like a second coat once the first one dries. I mean, that's the thing with cosplay. I'm not particularly good at it, so I don't always have the answers and methods right away, so it's always a learning experience. I'm always learning new tricks. Always picking up on new techniques, or messing with a new way to do things, or like a new product to do those things with. That's what I'm going for right now. Aside from that, there's not a whole lot. I guess the boots are a thing. I was thinking of just straight up getting, like, boots that look like Sega Saturns. But, like, boots are expensive, 1. 2, they would have to be women's boots because they're not tall, but tall-ish. And men's boots don't come in this style. Oh, was that thing optional? What's even happening? Oh, I'm going this way. I think that last enemy that I was saving for last was optional. I think they give you a bunch of shit. Like a bunch of experience, maybe. But anyways, so not only is it would it have to be women's boots, the real problem is finding affordable women's boots. And when I say affordable, I mean just simply not expensive, because I'm only going to wear them for like a weekend, maybe another weekend later if I think the costume turns out good enough, or like do a different con or whatever. But yeah, I have big feet. I've got like size 10 to 11, like I think it's like 10 wide or 11 normal men's. And that or maybe it's 9 and 10, either way, I know it translates to like 13 in women's. And you don't really find those, because women don't usually have feet that big. You know what they say about guys with big feet. It is hard to find women's boots that fit. That is what they say. So my plan was, because I just have regular plain black shoes, I'm gonna buy some cheap tall boots from, like, say Goodwill, regardless of their size, and like cut off the top part, like the part that doesn't encase your foot, and then just simply place it on top of my shoes. Like I would slip my foot through the cut off top part, and then put my shoes on, and it would look like a tall boot. If I'm painting a picture with words properly here. Of course, I gotta make a couple Saturn logos to put on the boots, as well as the little blue buttons on them. Oh yeah, I also have to add the buttons to the overcoat, which shouldn't be too hard. I'm not sure if there's like a place that just sells buttons, like by the button, because generally you just get like big packs. But I really just need I need 3 buttons of varying colors and then 6 smaller gray ones, and I don't want to buy a huge thing of buttons just for that. I like a place where it's just like, hey, 5 cents a button, pick whichever you want. Because when I was doing my last cosplay, which was a Kaisuke, or Keisuke, however you want to pronounce it, from Hacker's Memory, he had 2 blue buttons. And so now I just have this case of like 50 various blue buttons, and I really just needed 2 of a certain size. I just don't like being wasteful. I just want what I need, but you always have to buy these things in huge packs. Which is why, instead of buying like different colored foams, I just bought black and white, and then I'm just coloring the white ones with marker, whichever color I need. Oh, that's a mission accomplished. Let's have another drink.